This roadway here?
This road is private property.
How is this road private property?
Because it is.
Do you have your ID, sir?
Again, what crime have I committed and what crime have I been suspected of committing in order to show you my ID?
Today's video is a powerful reminder of why it's so important to know your rights. Watch as two police officers are completely outsmarted by a man who clearly understands the law. They assumed they could detain anyone and demand ID without cause, but he wasn't having it. Before we dive in, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments and hit the like button to help spread awareness about civil rights and police misconduct.
How's it
Good, how you doing?
going? Good. So we got a report. Is this vehicle driving around, yelling at people, going the wrong way on a one-way. We're just trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay, well I didn't call you guys, so
Nope,
you
you
should
didn't.
probably go find them, talk to them.
No, we had the person call saying you driving around. We're doing that. So
Well,
we're just trying
obviously
to
I'm
figure out what's
parked,
going on, man.
so
All right. So where did you come from initially?
that's none of your concern.
Well, yeah, it is because I'm here investigating the situation, man.
Okay, what
got
crime
your
have I
ID?
committed?
Well, driving the wrong way on a one-way.
Can you show me where
driving.
can you show me where I went a wrong way?
Like I said, man, we're
You
just
can go
trying
talk to
figure
the bank
things out.
manager because they have already talked about this,
Okay.
and I'm not answering any of your questions.
So then why did we get a call?
Again, not answering your questions.
Okay. Why did we get a phone call about you?
Why don't you
driving
call the
wrong
person
way?
who made the call and then find out from them why you received a call?
They told us you.
Okay,
drove the
again,
wrong
I'm not
way,
asking
and then
or
yelled
answering
at
any
you, And then
questions.
yelled at them when they
Again,
contacted.
I'm not answering any questions.
Do you have your ID, sir?
Again, what crime have I committed and what crime have I been suspected of committing in order to show you my ID?
Reckless driving.
Okay, can you prove that?
Right now, we just have a word.
Again,
we're
that's a
investigating, sir.
word. That is not a crime. I
It's
am
an
not giving you my
investigation.
ID until you have shown me where I have committed a crime.
Sir, can
Again,
I see your ID?
No, you may not.
All right. What's your name?
Again, I'm not answering any
You're
questions.
not going to answer any questions.
Nope.
All right. Can we have a conversation then of what
No,
happened?
I told you I'm not answering any questions.
Why?
Go find the individual that made the call. You have business with them. You don't have any business with me.
No,
I do
we
not
have
consent.
business with you.
No, you
because
don't.
You're the one. They're called about you. So that means our business is also with you. We have to contact the RP. We're going to contact that individual, but we also need to talk to you as well. There's two sides to every story, right? They're giving their side of the story. What's your side
Again,
of the story?
go talk to the bank manager or the individuals within the bank or the individual that made the call. I have no business
All right.
with you.
We can hang out, but we're hanging out outside your car.
Yep.
That's the deal. Is that
I'll
fair?
happily go talk to the bank managers and stuff, but you need to
Am
stay
I being
with my
detained?
car. At this time, yes.
Okay, you have 2 minutes
That's
for
not how this
detainment.
works. So, I'm off
Again,
the jam.
I understand, and I'm not trying to be a pain, but
That's
I am
fine.
not answering your questions because I do not consent to this, and I'm not the one that called you. You need to go find who called you, and you need to have that issue with them.
You don't have to be happy about what's going on. I understand that. But when we're investigating a crime, you do have to identify yourself. That is
Well,
one of the few things that
That's
you do
only
have to do.
if I am
You're
convicted of a
yeah.
crime and or suspected, then you can arrest me, in which
I'd
you'll
rather
have a
not do
lawsuit.
I'd rather not do that. One of the things that you are required to do when police are
Again,
investigating
I'm not
a
giving you
crime,
my ID because I have not been convicted of a crime.
you can't be convicted of a crime unless we know who we're talking to.
Well,
That's not how that works.
again, I have not been convicted of a crime. You guys did not physically see it. There is no injured party, and that is unconstitutional.
I'm not going to sit here and argue with you.
Well, you're trying to get me to have a conversation with you, which isn't going to happen. You need to go have a conversation, again, with the individuals within the bank or the person who made the call.
And that's what he's doing.
Okay.
So as long as we can sit out here, we don't
That's
have
fine.
to talk.
Can I put my keys in my pocket?
Absolutely.
Okay. Can I put these documents through here?
Yeah.
There's nothing in them.
No worries.
It's just what I came to the bank for.
Nope. As long as
pen?
yep. As long as we can stay outside,
I'm-
then I don't have any issue.
That's fine.
And to answer your question before, I don't know if you got the answer. The suspected crime is careless driving.
Okay, well,
I'm just.
I want to see
I'm,
proof.
I'm not
I want to
looking
see
at
proof.
arguing with you. I'm just telling you. You asked the
Show me.
question. I'm answering.
I get that.
I don't have a video camera in my
Okay.
car that watched you do it.
Then you cannot be the injured
I'm not
party
trying
then.
to argue with you.
I get that.
I'm just telling you.
But you cannot be the injured party. You cannot convict me of a crime right now.
Correct. I'm
because
not a court.
you are not the one that saw the supposed or alleged thing happen.
That'd be a witness. I'm a cop.
Exactly. And so right now you're unlawfully detaining me because you have no proof other than somebody's account of something that may or may not have happened. Therefore, you are accusing me of being guilty instead of presuming innocence. Yes, you are, because otherwise I would not be quote unquote detained right now, and I could get in my vehicle and I could travel away from this area.
This is no different than a traffic stop.
This is different than a traffic stop because you have unlawfully detained me with the quote unquote reasonable suspicion of committing a crime, which you do not have any witness, which I have the constitutional right per my 6th Amendment to see my witness. Where is this witness?
You have a right to confront your witness
Yes.
in a court.
Okay.
That's how that works. You good hanging out for a sec?
Yeah.
I'll be right back. If you want to hang for a sec.
All right, man. So here's where we're at with everything. Checked the bank manager. Fortunately, they don't have cameras at the parking lot. They said that you and another customer got into a little argument out here over driving stuff. Each one seemed to accuse the other one of driving poorly, driving too fast, whatever it may have been. Said you did admit to at one point driving down the wrong way of a one-way street.
No, I didn't.
Well, that's what the bank manager just told me.
No. She said, I bet you she said that it looked as if I'm pulling into a parking lot. Show me
Sir,
where the
I'm
one way
telling
is.
you exactly what she just told me.
I want to see where the one way is. And where's the one way, and I want to see the video.
They don't have videos.
Okay,
sir.
well then you cannot convict
Sir,
me of a
I'm
crime.
not, can you let me talk? I'm being very polite and calm here.
And I'm being irritated because
Yes,
you
you
guys
are.
are preventing me. You guys are illegally detaining me right now. This is called kidnapping at the moment because you are not letting me travel from my
It's
area
not.
to continue with my life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That is a violation
not.
of my constitutional
We're
rights.
detaining you in the investigation of a possible crime, which
Okay.
we are legally
Show me the
allowed
proof.
to do. That's why it's called an investigation, sir. If you'll let me finish talking, we'll get you on your way.
No, because you're
bank-
trying to identify me and I haven't been convicted of a crime. I have not committed a crime either.
So legally, if
No,
we
not
are
legally.
legal,
This
sir,
is not a stop and ID
sir,
state. This is not a stop and
legally,
ID
if we
state.
are investigating a crime, you are legally required to identify yourself.
No, I'm not.
You are. I'm not going to push it though, okay? So I'm just going to tell you what the bank manager told me because you told me to go talk to the bank manager, right?
I
Is
told
that
you to
what-
go talk to the bank, yes.
And what did they?
And I told you to find the other individual that quote unquote made
and
this.
another officer called and spoke with her.
Okay.
Okay. So let me talk.
Continue.
Is
Go
that
ahead.
fine? The bank manager told me that you admitted to driving on the wrong way on a one-way. You two got into a little argument in the parking lot. The other person doesn't want anything done right now. So we're done.
Well, then am I free to go?
Yes.
Then have a good day.
You know there's a serious problem with law enforcement when officers act based on what others want, rather than following the law. At that point, they might as well be called the feelings enforcement. That said, this man perfectly demonstrated just how unaware some police officers are of the law and how willing they can be to violate your rights if it makes their job easier. This is exactly why knowing your rights is so important. In the next case, we see yet another example of someone calling the police over nothing more than petty complaints. These situations leave you hoping the officer who responds knows the law, or better yet, that you know your rights well enough to handle it. Watch how this man completely dismantles the officer's argument, forcing him to backpedal on everything he said. And wait until the end to hear the ridiculous accusation made against him. You won't believe what they come up with this time.
I'm doing good. How are
I'm
you?
Corporal Watt with the Millsboro Police Department. The reason why we're making contact, some lady came out to report that you've been sitting out here for over 4 hours,
Okay.
and we're just trying to find out what the deal is, what's going on.
I'm sitting here minding my business, not doing
You
anything.
got any credentials?
I'm not going to provide that just because of a call. Brown v. Texas.
You told her that you're a correct?
Yeah, that's what I told her.
Okay. Do you have any credentials?
Yeah, but I don't want to provide it right now.
Why not?
Huh?
Why not?
Because it's optional, and I just don't want to provide it right now.
What's that?
Because it's optional.
If you have to provide credentials to what you're going on, and you have to report it to the dispatch center that you're out here.
No, but I didn't tell you that I was. Told her I was. I'm not telling you that I'm one.
Well, this is private property, you know.
What is private property?
What is private property?
This roadway here?
This road is private property.
How is this road private property?
Because it is. It's a development. It's run by the HOA.
Where's the signs that says private property? There's no signs that says trespassing there. There's a public street, and there's no signs that says private parking there or private property. There's absolutely no signs. There's none.
There actually is, probably out in the main entrance.
Where?
So I actually know where the HOA person lives.
Well, over there is probably private property, but not here.
This is a private property road.
This is not a private property road. This is
sir.
accessible from the public. That's a public street there.
It might be accessed from the public, but this is private property.
Well, no one asked me
This is an HOA run development.
No one asked me to leave. Hey, can I have your name, please?
Yeah, it's Officer Shockley.
Officer Shockley and Officer Bullock.
Oh, can I get a badge number?
1098.
Can I get a badge number?
1082.
1082, okay. Yeah. So even if it's private property, the owner has to ask me to leave, and this is a public street. Okay. I already did a GIS survey. I already did it.
Investigator, we can also remain out here until you're completed your investigation. So
if it's a free country, I mean,
you're right.
Of course. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm not gonna.
What she's worried about, she has a child that's out here, and people abduct kids.
But did she accuse me of
that?
Did she accuse me of abducting anyone?
No, but she's worried about it. It's a safety.
I'm worried about a lot of things too, but I don't be calling the cops on people for every little issue. If there's no crime, unless there's a crime, right?
You're right. Yeah.
Well, your tag doesn't come back to anything, so I'm going to be running everything else.
So, if you don't mind me asking, what are you investigating?
Huh?
What are you investigating? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I just don't like to identify just because someone calls. You understand that? I just don't like to identify just because someone called. Brunk Texas State, absent RAS. There's no probable cause for you guys to get my information. And that's the reason why I don't want to call. I know he's going to probably want some retribution because I know my rights. But I'm not asking that lady to identify. I gave her a courtesy of telling her what I'm doing here when she approached me, and I thought that was the end of it, but apparently not. I didn't have to. I could have stayed silent and not say a single word, right? And it's my right not to identify.
Why she's concerned?
I have a lot of concerns too, but if I'm not breaking the law, right? Should I identify? Should I just give up my Fourth Amendment rights?
Well, no one's asked you for your information.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
That officer did.
Well, you don't have to give it to him.
I know, but you heard what he said just now.
What?
I have your tags. I'm going to run your information. I'm going to run everything. Just because I invoked my rights. You think that's fair? I'm not doing anything
you're parked
wrong.
on a public street.
Yeah. A lot of people park in a public street. That car is parked in a public street.
So, you're right. It's a public roadway. So you can park here. We're more concerned about what's going on.
Yeah, but I dispelled your fears.
Yeah,
said
you're right. Okay.
what I'm doing. You guys have the tags, so no, you know, right? And not a single person reported a crime. They're just a suspicious car. Suspicion is not a felony or a misdemeanor.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
That's why we made contact with you.
Exactly. And I'm talking to you, right? I didn't have to say a word. I could have just stayed silent the entire time, but I'm not that type of rude person who just doesn't say anything. We're all humans, right? So I prefer to just communicate a little bit, but I'm not going to give up my rights just because of her fears. At no point in time did I trespass on anyone's property. I stayed in my car. This is the safest place I can be.
Yeah, and I told you why we made contact with you.
I heard you.
Okay.
I heard you.
So,
yeah. But
do you have any questions?
yeah, am I going to be, is there going to be some sort of retribution just because they invoked my rights by this guy here? I understand. You sound reasonable. You sound like a professional, honestly. There are not too many cops who are professional like you and level-headed.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You're right. It seems like you know your laws.
Yeah, I'm very much aware of all of them, yeah.
But no, we're good to go as long as you don't have any more questions.
Yeah, and you can verify I'm not disrespectful to either of you. I just want to invoke my rights and be left alone because I will try to tell people, okay? If in my neighborhood someone parks a car, they're there for several hours, of course I'd be concerned, right?
Yeah.
But what I would do is just document their license plate number, take a picture of the car, but I'm not going to call the cops on someone for no reason.
Yeah.
You know, if I see them trying to sneak into someone's property, well, that's a different story, right? But someone just sitting in their cars, you know, I got to understand their fears can't trump people's rights, you know, to just be here on a public street.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I wouldn't do that to your son. I mean, I'm just assuming you have a son or whatever. No matter what color they are, I wouldn't do it. And maybe that's something that people need to be aware of, you know?
Yeah, but you have to understand the day and time we're in.
Listen, it's always been danger from way back then to now. We're in the safest times we've ever been in right now with the level of security that we have. Okay?
Yeah.
Things were worse back then. We have a lot of security. There are cameras everywhere. The minute you call a cop,
That
they're here.
doesn't mean things don't happen.
No,
you know?
things do happen. Don't get me wrong. But nothing is happening here. Right? And things happen everywhere. So we can't be calling you guys for every single little thing. Imagine if everyone did that. You guys would be stretched thin. Right? From one call to the next. To the next, to the next, to the next. Imagine that. We gotta use... We gotta be rational and think about when we call the cops, man, instead of wasting resources like this. Say, ma'am, hey, do you have the license plate number? We have the tags, and we'll send an officer just to drive by and observe. And I think that's how it should be.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
well,
I hope you agree and understand where I'm coming from.
yeah, I hear you. But I'm gonna get out of here. Okay.
I appreciate you, man. All right, do you have a car? Can I get a incident, the CAD number? I want to request that 911 call and hear exactly what that person said.
So they came to our police department.
Oh, they actually came all the way there?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, the incident number then, so I can...
Let me go get it for him.
Thank you. All right. 24. All right, thanks for your professionalism. I'm surprised she actually went to you guys, because normally I never tell them what I'm doing. I gave her that courtesy and she still went. So you see the reason why I don't talk to them? I don't tell anyone why I'm here. They still call the cops regardless. It's a waste of time. So.
All right. Well, you have a good one.
You too, man.
This is a lot of attention in front of my house. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just wondering why all this attention in front of my house. I don't feel...
I gave you the courtesy by telling you what I was doing here to dispel any fears, and yet you still went and called the cops on me. I'm gonna. You just said you went there. You're the only person who I told what I was doing, so it is you.
No, I told my neighbors that's why you were here, because we've all talked.
Well, I'm not doing anything illegal, and I didn't even have to tell you what I was doing. I could have stayed quiet, left my windows up, and not said a word to you. But I chose to be respectful to you because I saw you had a kid. Let you know why I was here. But still, they called the cops on me. This is the reason why I never tell anyone what I'm doing.
I can't speak for what other people do. I wasn't even home. I left and I'm here, and then I got 2 cop cars in front of my house.
Domino effect. You told someone, and someone went and reported me. So.
That's what a neighborhood does. We take care of each other. Who's
well,
that car
you could say, well, he's here for a good reason. At least that's what he said. Let's just take a picture of his car.
We got little girls. We got kids. And
I got kids in my neighborhood too, and I don't call the cops on people who park there. And you know what I do? I take note of the car, take a picture and document the license plate number, and watch.
Yeah.
There's no crime until there's a crime.
So what you'll need to do, and here's the problem. This is a private roadway, but the only thing is what he's saying. If the HOA has signs up saying that it's private property,
yeah,
or soliciting. We actually, if we had that up there and signs were on there, we could actually pull them out of the car and lock them up. Somebody trust that.
They can't do that. You'd have to give me the opportunity to leave.
We don't have the signs up there. There's nothing that we can do to take action right now.
Mom, let me tell you how trespassing works. You'd have to give me the opportunity to leave, okay?
Exactly.
And he said he would pull me out the car. You see what?
No, I exactly said.
You see what happens?
We would have to give you the chance to leave.
You see what happened? No, he didn't. What was his words exactly? We could have pulled him out of the car.
Let me.
But I'm just saying, you see why you don't call cops? Because ignorance is bliss, and people like this cause harm to innocent people like me who are doing nothing wrong by pulling me out. And I will sue their department from now till to the end of time, okay? Especially
Sir,
him.
I misstated the term, okay? What I said, we would make contact with you, okay? And then if you refused to leave, then we would take action.
That is the correct procedure
I'm
right there,
sorry,
not
I'm
yank
sorry.
me out of the car.
I'm sorry.
All right? There's a proper procedure. I'm very well aware of all the procedures, okay? So that's why certain things can't fly by me. I know my rights.
I just want my daughter to come outside and feel
And I-
safe
yeah, and
in
I
our
understand
front
that,
yard.
too.
That's all I'm asking of you right now. That's the only thing I'm
But-
asking is for her to be. This is where they play. There's all this street here. I'm just. Will you please, with all
I
the
please what?
courtesy, just move there and you. Can
And
look
then
at
what?
whatever
Have
you
that
want.
neighbor call? When I'm right down here and you're aware of what I'm doing?
But nobody's outside over there.
What
My
difference
daughter
would it
wants to
make
play
if I
with her
park
friends.
on the other side of the street, opposite your house? How does that make you feel safer? Can you just explain that to me?
My kid doesn't want to come out. I talked to her about stuff, and it's just.
Mom,
she doesn't-
please teach your
Okay,
daughter
well,
the
you know
law
what?
and people's rights and tell them I'm not here to cause them any harm, okay?
It's not.
I didn't even want to.
We
I'm
don't know
not
that.
saying you
We don't
are.
know who you are.
You know,
I don't know who she is.
But-
Let me
What
ask
if she has a body in her basement right now? Do you know that?
No.
Okay,
Listen
I
to
don't
me.
know
Listen
that.
to me as a mom. You see, you're.
I'm a father, okay?
Well then, or
So,
as a father, listen
yes.
to me as a mom speak. I'm a mom, is what I'm saying. I know what you are.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, my child came home, and she's got 2 police cars. She's asking me who the car is. She heard me ask you who you were. You said who you were. I've got neighbors calling me, asking me who's that in front of your house. So they think it's me.
Okay.
And I calmed them by saying what it was. Well, nobody wants the girls to come outside and play
Okay.
because of all the wrong in the world. Not saying that you're doing it, but we'd be dumb if we just sent our daughters out here all willy-nilly to be snatched in a car.
Okay.
So now my daughter is nervous to come outside. That's all I'm standing here saying to you now because you're parked here.
Sure.
And that's abnormal for this neighborhood.
It's abnormal for a car to be parked with someone just sitting in the car.
Yes.
Let me ask you-
For 3 hours, yes.
All right, let me
Yes,
ask you a
sir.
question now.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you a question now. You know what the Bill of Rights is?
I know exactly what it is.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Maybe you should teach your daughters about the Bill of Rights and people's right to do this, okay? And not only that, hold on. The cops came. Whoever called the cops, they came. Would she feel safer now that they came, they made contact, and they're about to leave, and I'm still here?
No, she's
Why
gonna
wouldn't
be,
she
she's
feel
gonna
safer?
Feel uncomfortable because
Okay.
there's a man she doesn't know, as far as she's concerned, just sitting in the car for nothing.
You know why that logic doesn't work? Because a lot of
Because
cars
they don't
come,
listen.
a lot of cars drive through here.
Then let me just sit there. I'll call them and tell them to watch it, and then they won't do anything. So it'll be a waste of everybody.
I'm not watching at your kids.
Are you serious?
I don't know about you, but I think this Karen should be the one facing consequences for defamation of character. The worst part? The police officer isn't helping the situation. Instead, he's pressuring the man to show his ID and leave, which only makes Karen's false allegations seem more credible. This is exactly why knowing your rights is so important. And to help spread awareness, don't forget to support the channel by subscribing, liking the video, and leaving a comment. Together, we can reach more people. And remember, always record the cops.